Hey!
Well,
one day back from vacation.
And it was too much for yesterday.
Too much. I just couldn't do any more. The RIOT podcast, it was overwhelming me.
Well, we had a podcast on Monday, and then I have a cold.
Yes.
But I was here yesterday, but we did Worst of RIOT. So Obi was out with a terrible stomach bug, but now you're back.
Here I am.
So we're going to go for the rest of the week to just see if we can both do it.
You know what? I don't want to make any big pronouncements.
I
just want to take it easy. We'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, you seem to be feeling better this morning, though.
I think I'm okay. I haven't been. The
key is once you eat, then to figure out, is your body happy or mad?
Haven't had anything. Well, I ate breakfast this morning, and I had toast yesterday. So
and your coffee's done, by the way.
Yes.
I heard it beep.
All right. Go in there. Got some cold brew ready to pick me up because I feel so sleepy.
Well, we're back with the podcast.
Yeah. So, hey, today in the podcast, you're going to hear birthday dessert options, more talk of sickness, parasites from Del Monte.
That's not our sickness.
That might be one of my favorite things, though.
Well, there's things in that article we did not say.
Yeah.
Because it's actually
so bad.
They're so bad. So if you find the article, those are the things we wanted to include, but we just can't. But that's what we laughed about.
Oh, yeah.
When we first saw it.
The world's ugliest dog, the elf on the shelf, iPhone smuggling, butt implants, things like that.
Great stuff.
Sounds like a great day to me. I mean, what more do you want?
We've really ticked off all the most important subjects you could come across.
Mm-hmm. So you guys enjoy the podcast, and we will,
you know what? Well, what?
Let's just stop. You enjoy the podcast.
We'll see you in our next podcast.
There you go.
We're not specifically saying when.
I didn't say when. It's the RIOT.
Awful, terrible, horrible, pathetic. Someone grab me a thesaurus. I'm gonna need more words to describe how bad these guys are. It's the worst of the RIOT on RadioU.
Vacation part 2, now settled.
Yesterday, though, was not the same as last week's vacation.
I was so sick yesterday, guys.
But at first, well, maybe you got my cold, but you got like food poisoning or something.
I don't know what. I just know Monday night, I was actually in bed Monday night. And I was like, well, time to go to sleep. And then I was like, oh, wait a second.
What's that?
And that began an epic journey that lasted a long time. And I didn't eat. I did eat yesterday. I had toast. So that was pretty awesome. Everybody, I like toast.
Well, toast is nice, but when it's the only thing you can really...
I didn't even drink coffee yesterday.
Keep down, then it's not so good.
It was not a great day yesterday. Though I will say I slept a lot. And today, when I woke up, super chill.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
And I don't know if it's because I haven't had anything to eat.
Yeah.
Or, I did eat breakfast. Or if it's because I slept so much yesterday, but I just got up and all morning. Normally, I feel like I'm kind of buzzing with a nervous energy in the morning. And this morning, I'm just like, well, we'll just go ahead and get dressed.
You got this piece about it.
And we'll head out. It'll be fine. I don't know what that's about. And you know what? It'd be fine with me. I'll just carry that into the day because I'm just like, well, we'll go in and do the show and it'll be fine. It's fine. It is not my norm. Not my norm.
Well, I'm glad you had breakfast, and it seems like you're on the mend from that.
I seem to be okay.
Good.
I mean, if at any moment during the show this morning, you suddenly notice me gone, you'll know that things aren't working out.
Again, when you have a stomach bug or you're like, oh, great, you still get a couple. It's the worst, though. You just really don't feel good.
It was awful. I laid in bed most of the day, though I did.
Not in a fun way. Not watching some sort of show.
I did watch TV.
Oh, did you?
And then, guys, last night, why didn't I discover this yesterday morning? Last night, just before bed, I discovered that one of my favorite shows of all time had a sequel.
Which one?
Well, okay, this is where
I don't really want to know. But
that's the relatable part.
Sure,
that's the part where everybody's like, yeah, wow, that's cool. No, there was a show called Yamato.
Yeah.
That came out 3 or 4 years ago in Japan. They're running a sequel right now, and it's on Crunchyroll.
Oh, my goodness.
I found that out right before bed last night, and I was like, I could watch that. So maybe,
no wonder you're feeling better.
Maybe today.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But this weekend for sure. The good news is new streaming service to sign up for. So
You didn't sign up for it, did you?
No, not yet.
Oh. Are you?
I want to watch Yamato.
Well, there must be another way.
I'll keep looking.
There are pros and cons to everything in life, except for the Riot. Here, it's no pros and all. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, we've got an important message here from Meg.
Yeah.
Meg has messaged us on Facebook.
Good morning, Meg.
You guys can do that too. You can always check out what we're up to, facebook.com/RadioU or RadioU Riot. Meg is the one who brought us all the food from Korea.
Yes.
Okay, here's what she said. Good morning, guys. It's my birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Meg.
And I need some important advice from the Riot. When choosing your birthday dessert, what are both of your favorite cake/dessert options?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's the important questions.
She says, is it always cake? Does cheesecake count? What's the ultimate option?
Well, you want a birthday cake, and I know sometimes you're like, no, I don't. I want to branch out. But you really deep down want to have a birthday cake.
That's what I want.
Yes, and we only like buttercream icing.
Yes, come on.
With a sheet cake.
Yes.
Not the Cool Whip sort of.
Nope.
Not
No.
that.
Oh, gosh, no.
Not even the Costco, because it has that layer in between of like a custard. Mm-hmm. But we want just straight buttercream birthday cake.
What it really comes down to, as far as the Riot's concerned, on your birthday, what you want is a Giant Eagle cake. And you're like, it's a regional grocery store.
But I think they own
Meg,
others.
you live in a broadcast area, so like you could find it. But the Giant Eagle chocolate cake with buttercream icing.
Ugh, the vanilla.
That's it. That's what you need. That is.
Now you can have a cheesecake or something like around it.
Yeah,
but
can.
what you want is the birthday cake.
Well, the thing is with your birthday, to me, like the birthday cake is not your birthday dessert.
No.
Birthday cake is a staple. It's corn. You know, it's the thing that obviously you're going to have. So that's a given.
Yeah.
The birthday dessert can be a negotiable option on top of said
Sure,
cake.
you can have that at lunch.
Yes.
You know, like when you go out for your birthday lunch, which you should also do.
Yeah, you do birthday lunch. That's with coworkers and friends or whatever, and then birthday dinner is with family, and that could be your cake option.
And that really does span a couple of days, depending on the restaurants that you signed up for and what they might give you for the dessert.
Yeah. Now,
but you still need a birthday cake.
With birthday cake off the table, since it's, let me rephrase that. With birthday cake on the table.
The table? What else?
What would you pick above that?
Like one of those warm giant cookies with the vanilla ice cream and the stuff like that.
That sounds good.
I might go for that.
I was thinking brownie sundae. So
well,
similar idea.
Yeah,
similar idea. Something
Jim,
hot with cold.
Jim texted in saying angel food cake covered with ice cream.
No.
Maybe. I mean, it's still in the cake family.
It's fine for
still
you.
There.
It's fine for you, but I don't want angel food cake.
I don't want anything with that.
I want chocolate cake. Like, I want it dark. Yeah.
Now, that sounds good.
I also like, you know what? I feel like my liking of cheesecake has waned.
Really?
There was a time when it was like, ooh, let's go to the Cheesecake Factory and get blank. And these days I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm good.
Well,
like I'll eat it.
Sure.
But I don't like there was a time that I loved it.
You're not like craving it or going after it.
No. I'm off that now.
We leave you with still the birthday cake.
Yeah, sheet cake,
you must go
buttercream
with
icing.
That is the best.
You just cannot go wrong with that. I'll take that.
Well, that was nice to talk about today.
It was. And, there's just a couple hours left in the show. And then, what do you think? Celebrating. I'm back from a sick day, so.
I'm still sick. That'd be good.
How about a get well Riot cake?
We need it. We deserve it.
You could be learning jujitsu right now, or how to drive a race car, or do anything productive with your life, but no. You're listening to the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So, I was out sick yesterday. Nikki's got a cold.
I have a cold. I sound worse than I am.
Well, when you sound like that usually means you're on the other side.
Yeah.
Like you're almost better. At least that's my experience. When I sound the worst is when I'm actually the closest to being better.
Everybody's like, oh, are you okay? And you're like, no, I'm just my voice. But I actually sound a lot better.
Where was your sympathy yesterday?
I know.
That's when I needed it.
When my voice was better, but, I felt terrible. But you had more of a stomach bug or something.
Yeah, it was. I'm calling it the Del Monte. Like, at least short term, that's what I'm looking at.
I do not want this. I don't want it at all.
So
no way.
Del Monte makes vegetables. Or at least I don't know if they make them. Somebody grows them and they package them and send them out.
Yeah. Don't they do like canned food and vegetables and salads and stuff?
Del Monte canned vegetables is what I think of.
Yeah.
Because, when I get some green beans, They're coming out of a can, and they're from Del Monte. That's pretty typical.
It's just a name you've seen.
Mm-hmm. So they also do fresh produce vegetable trays, and they had a little problem.
You know, the one you get, like, if you went to a party, and that's the food you were given the choice of?
Mm-hmm. And somebody thought they did you a real favor by getting the healthy option.
Like, here, grab a veggie tray.
Not so much. So the Del Monte fresh produce vegetable trays have been recalled because they're spreading a little something. They have 212 confirmed cases.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, with 212 confirmed cases, there are so many more that nobody has said anything about. But at 212 laboratory-confirmed cases of something called cyclosporiasis, here's the thing, it's not a bacteria. They're calling it a parasite.
You do not want this.
Whoa!
You didn't expect to get that in the veggie tray.
That's like when they say parasite, I feel like it's eating me.
Now, it kind of is. It's making you so sick.
Oh, so here's what you can end up with. Loss of appetite, weight loss, nausea,
because
vomiting.
You're so sick.
Body aches, headache, fever, fatigue, and how about this? Both ends. How's that sound? We'll just leave it at that. Like an inability to hang on to anything. Or a desperate need to hang on to something while you're losing something.
Yes, there you go.
You fill in the blanks for yourself.
It is not every state.
It's not. They say Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois.
So it must have been in that section.
Mm-hmm. So and they especially think these were at Quick Trip convenience stores where people were buying these.
And sometimes, you're like, oh, I made the healthy choice.
Look at me.
Look at me. I got a veggie tray.
Look at that. Like, you guys
and then
are
you're
all
sick for days.
You're all snickered up, and here I am with this veggie tray. The flip side is, like, you're going to get cleaned out. So that's something, right?
It was a cleanse.
It was a cleanse.
You just weren't going for that. Like, you weren't expecting that.
It's not what you were looking for.
But you got it.
Sometimes in life.
Some people pay good money for that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you got it for the price of the veggie tray.
Vegetable cleanses can be among the most expensive.
They said nobody's died from it. And I know you're like, what? You can't. That's a serious parasite.
That's good news.
That's good news. But there have been a lot of people hospitalized, which is why they've had so many confirmed cases.
Mm-hmm. So just be on. I guess what Nikki and I are trying to say here is today, don't go for the veggie tray. Get something safe, that's deep fried.
Remember when we talked about the birthday cake?
Yeah. There you go.
What could live in that's bad?
It's been baked.
The sugar would just...
It'll kill it.
Kill it all.
Yeah. So that's the way to go.
There are two types of people in this world, and neither one of them likes the Riot. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
All right, Nikki, I almost called you this morning, and then I remembered we work together, so I don't have to call you.
Like we would see each other very soon.
Why talk to you at 4:20 a.m. when I could just wait until I got here?
Because normally, if we do talk to each other at times, it's not
bad.
Good.
Yeah. This morning, I did not oversleep, as you can see, but my alarm didn't go off.
Your tablet one?
No.
Uh-oh. Why not?
Why not indeed?
The tablet can't make a mistake like that.
So here's the deal. The tablet was dead.
Oh. I thought it docked in a charger.
No, I don't have a dock for it.
Well, I think this sounds like human error.
Okay, here's what happened. Last night, I was laying in bed, and I decided that I wanted to fall asleep to something. So this is going to get nerdy, guys. It's specific, but it's important. I've got a Chromecast on my TV, so I was casting from my tablet to the TV something on Hulu. What I didn't realize is that Hulu just kept playing episodes all night.
Even when you were sleeping?
Yes. And so what I also didn't know is that the cool thing about a Chromecast is that it's not that my tablet is not streaming to the Chromecast.
Sure.
It tells the Chromecast to stream Hulu, and then the Chromecast takes over. At least that's what I thought. But I can tell you that whatever the heck I did last night, Chromecasting, it killed my tablet in the middle of the night. No tablet, no alarm.
So you got up, though, on your own?
I did. I have my alarm set for 4:40. And my alarm, at 4:20, I was like, I don't know. So I reached over and grabbed my tablet, hit the button, and I was like, why isn't it turning on? Why isn't it turning on? It's dead! Oh, my gosh!
You could have had the moment you've been dreading.
I know. And just a couple days ago, you told me that I was going to have to learn to trust it.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
The trust is broken?
How badly the trust got broken this morning when I realized that the tablet was dead?
I still thought you had a docking, like a charger for it.
I don't. I mean, obviously I have just a plug-in charger.
I thought you looked for one day.
No, that was me looking at. I almost bought a bedside alarm that had a Google Google Home Mini built into it. So like Best Buy had them. Apparently nobody's buying them because they were so cheap that day, and they were like $20. And I was like, well, like it would be an alarm clock plus it would be a Google Home Mini. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I don't want Google listening in to me watching TV at night in bed.
Yeah, but maybe it can come back and tell you some notes about your sleep.
Something. But I didn't get it.
No.
And so I don't have. I should probably look at a doc or something because
I feel like that's the answer. Not the tablet's fault.
It's not the tablet's fault.
It's not the tablet's fault.
Okay.
It didn't do anything but do what you asked it to do.
They don't even make docks for this. It's not like an iPad where it's like they got 100 docks, all whatever. I've got a Samsung Galaxy Tab S2.
That is very specific.
It's very specific.
There's not docking stations?
Oh, you know what I bought for it a while ago is I bought a tablet stand.
Yeah, okay.
Where it was in a stand.
I thought it was a dock. Yeah, like I thought it charged.
No, I could run but you know what? That tablet stand, I never used it. So I was finally like, man, just forget this thing, whatever. Like it's...
Well, you could have.
I had it there, and I kept reaching over and hitting my tablet, like knocking it out of the stand.
I'm hearing excuses where we could have had a fix.
You know what I need to do? I just need to freaking get an alarm clock.
No, that's not the answer.
It can be.
It's not the answer.
It can be.
It is not.
Here, spend $100 on this dock or $15 on this alarm clock.
No, the dock is like probably $2.
No, it's not. I can't even find one.
Again, that's because... Put it in the stand that you have and just use a cord.
Here's a Fantech Sync USB data power charging dock for blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of lists
How
there.
much is it?
It's $18.99, and it has 3 stars.
Great. I mean, I'm expecting a lot.
It's
perhaps
perfect.
A small fire next to your nightstand.
Which will wake me up.
Which will get you up on time.
So, should be fine.
What's wrong here?
What is wrong?
We're giving you these solutions.
All right, fine, whatever. But I'm just telling you, there was a massive trust break again.
Your fault.
At this point, I'm just not going to bed anymore. Like, I just stay up. That way I know I won't be late.
At least you'll get through all the shows.
We thought about selling the worst of the riot, but let's be honest, no one is buying this stuff. Get it for free on the RadioU app.
Nikki, would you be interested in taking a ride to the Hollywood sign?
To the Hollywood sign? Normally it's a nice little hike around there.
Is that how you get there? You hike?
Yeah, you usually, it's a big area where you can take walks and stuff. So
is it worth it?
It's worth it for the views.
Have you done it?
Not up to it, but around it.
Okay. All right. Well,
because then when you are walking around, you're like, wow, this is still working out. It's a pretty big workout.
Well, you know where I'm at, guys. I've done quite a few national monuments and/or parks, and a lot of things are disappointing. But maybe this won't be, because you know what? I went to the Statue of Liberty this year, and completely not disappointed. I loved my trip to the Statue of Liberty. Loved it. Climbed up into the whatever. Like, I thought the Statue of Liberty, I've seen a lot of things that I feel like do not deliver on the promise of cool. No, Statue of Liberty was freaking fantastic.
Now, one thing that might be fun is you can actually you can do horseback riding up and close to it. That might be a better take on it.
You know what? What if I helped you with an even lazier option?
What would it be? A helicopter tour?
Warner Brothers wants to build a cable car.
Yeah.
That will take you up to the Hollywood sign and then bring you back down.
That's great.
Said it'd be a 6-minute ride. They're actually saying they'll pay for everything.
So
I guess the only hook is that you would have to go.
It'd be sponsored by every movie they had coming out.
It's sponsored by them, and it would take off from the Warner Brothers studio lot, and it would take you up to the sign, and you come back down.
Sure, I actually think that's a great idea.
So you're in?
Yeah, I would do it if I was touring Warner Brothers lot.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I feel like that's the catch. Like, what made you go there And if I just wanted to take the gondola up or the gondola down, I'm not sure, like, what would it cost to do that from Warner Brothers?
They haven't put a price on it yet, so I wouldn't imagine it would be that much. Really? Like,
if it's one big commercial, it should be free.
Yeah, or at least probably something close to that. Like, I don't imagine it would cost that much. I didn't know that you could hike up there.
You can't touch it. You're not allowed that close because
you can't touch it.
It's protected and it's vandals and stuff. So you are not allowed to like hang out at the sign. But you can go around it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I've been to Hollywood, but I was really only passing through. My career never took off there.
Well, it didn't work quite like you thought.
It didn't go the places I thought it would. But that's something they say that they're thinking about announcing. And you're not afraid to get on a cable car?
No, I love them.
Even with the Amber Lynn song, Unwinding Cable Car?
I didn't think about that. You're like Amber Lynn. They come back. They form as a band again just to play it.
They play the opening of the cable car, but they play Unwinding Cable Car.
Oh, I like that.
So, all right. Well, they say that they're working on it. It's not approved yet, but it's something that'll probably happen. So if you've always wanted to go, but you were like, I'm not walking up there, pretty soon you won't have to. America!
The Warner Brothers will take care of it.
The Riot has a problem with authority.
It's a little rule. Maybe you're not familiar with it. Nobody tells me what to do, ever.
You're a winner, and that feels good, right? When you win something, it feels good to win something.
Well, if not, you're still a winner. We can still have that positive go-getter attitude.
But, it's a bummer when you just won the ugly contest.
Oh, the doggy.
Oh, did you see him?
I did, yeah. It was a bulldog.
He won the world's ugliest dog contest.
And then he died.
And you know what? He really is an ugly dog, Nikki.
But still.
Hang on.
He won a competition.
That's what I'm saying is, do you feel good about winning or does it bum you out because you've been named ugliest?
Well, I don't know if he understands, but it was a shame, I guess. People online can be cruel. Even to the dog.
Get out.
Even to the dog and to the dog's owners.
So that was the case here. The English owner, was the bulldog's name was Jaja?
Yeah, Jaja was the world's ugliest dog winner, a 9-year-old English bulldog, and he did pass away 2 weeks from winning the contest.
So it was yesterday that he died. But 2 weeks after winning the ugliest dog contest.
She passed away in her sleep.
Oh, was it a she?
I think so. Jaja kind of works.
Well, you know what? I'm not here to say what names work for what genders.
Well, no, and in the article it says she, so.
Okay, you're right.
Unless they were just going with that too.
Yeah, but they found that the dog had passed in the night. Jaja was known for her severe underbite, long tongue, and rounded limbs.
Aww.
She really is quite a
lovely creature. Is that what you're going to say?
Well, the tongue drags the ground almost there.
Well, I don't think the tongue can go back in.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's rough. What do you do with that?
Well, that was its job.
They loved Jaja and took great care of her. That's what they did. So shut up, all you judging people. But you put her in a contest to be called the ugliest.
Sure.
Was there prize money? I hope so.
That'd make it better if it did.
$1,500.
Aw, that's good.
So from Anoka, Minnesota.
Aw.
Yep. So $1,500. Nikki, what would you do with $1,500 right now?
I would go to the airport and see where it took me.
Just go somewhere?
Yeah.
Just get out.
And I would like to go nice, like first class.
Okay.
So I don't know
if you go first class
how far that'll get me.
I could get you probably into Chicago.
Or Atlanta.
First class, Atlanta.
Some sort of major hub.
Any hub you wanted to visit.
Outside of where I actually wanted to go.
Right. And then from there, maybe you could win another contest.
Then that would take me to my actual destination.
Yeah. If I won $1,500 for how ugly I am or my dog is right now, I think, I don't know. I have to think about it. I don't want anything right now. So maybe
a new alarm clock.
Thank you.
Or a new something to wake you up in the morning.
I would get a sleep system. That's what we're calling it.
There you go. System. That works for you and your needs. And maybe a cake.
Yeah. I don't think I'm ugly enough to. That's a real shame. I'm not ugly enough to win an ugly contest. I'm just so middle of the road that it's just like you just pass into the background. Can't even win at being ugly.
Oh, there's that self-esteem.
Hey, you know what, Nikki? I love myself. I'm going to give myself $1,500.
Wish the worst of the riot would never end?
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
What is wrong with you? Get our daily podcast through iTunes, Google Play, or the RadioU app.
You know, you want to go to RadioU.com to get ready because the Christmas in July channel launches on Friday.
And you're like, what is that? Well, we take our favorite RadioU Christmas songs normally
Only
from the Christmas
best.
season, and we make a special channel for you to hear in Christmas in July. So starting Friday, that'll be on our website, our RadioU app, and our RadioU Roku channel for you to listen and stream anytime you want through July.
Let's talk about Tama Lever. That's her name. She is an associate professor of internet studies at Curtin University. And she has a little something she wants to say about Christmas.
What is it?
She wants to talk about the Elf on the Shelf.
That was an interesting article.
She says that Elf on the Shelf, Nikki, is creating a culture where kids grow up being used to being spied on.
Yeah.
So she says that it normalizes a surveillance culture and encourages spying. So when you grow up, since you've had an elf on the shelf watching you, it'll feel totally normal to have Google and the government and everybody else watching
Spying on you all the time.
because you grew up in a world where Elf on the Shelf was watching you.
That might be a bit of a stretch. I think naturally our society will grow towards that where it's just normal and everything is always paying attention. So I don't know if I connect Elf on the Shelf to that.
So this is not the first time that people have spoken out
About Elf on
the
the
Elf
Shelf?
on the Shelf. Apparently a couple years ago, a lot of people were upset because they said, look, using Elf on a Shelf is a psychological trick to convince children that Santa is watching them. And you need to stop it because that's not right.
I've never had Elf on the Shelf or no one's ever
me
done
either.
it, so I'm not sure.
No Elf on the Shelf here. Like, I'm good. Like, I just believed that's interesting. You know, the idea of like, hey, here's a physical manifestation of the will of Santa.
Yeah.
That's with a capital W. The will of Santa. They're a Santa cult that is moving throughout the world right now, seeing that the world is shaped to the will
Of Santa.
But yeah, like I just believe, let me break down how I thought it worked. I thought first off, Santa was able to tell. He just knew.
Sure.
Magically, supernaturally, whatever, that I had done something wrong. That's a 1. 2, I also believed that parents had a direct pipeline to Santa at any moment.
Everybody, I feel, believe that.
Phone call, email, text message. Like if something was wrong, like my mom was just like, it's fine. I'll just let Santa know. I don't want to,
But
I
will.
have to because that's part of the will of Santa. And the other thing I thought was that I knew that the mall Santa was not the real Santa.
Well,
obviously.
you thought a representative.
That's exactly right. I
of
thought
the
that
real
he was part of a large group of people.
You still needed to be respectful.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
felt like it was still around.
And my mom would often tell me, like, when she would go Christmas shopping, that she had been talking to Santa. So I literally have an image in my mind that is still real to me of my mom standing there with my Christmas list talking to Santa at the mall.
Not of a elf on the shelf.
About what Santa was getting and what she was getting and, you know, how I was going to have all my dreams fulfilled. And so
all your gifts come true.
I just know this, guys, that Elf on the Shelf is watching you. And if you haven't been good, you're not going to get the RadioU Christmas channel on Friday.
Wouldn't it be convenient if, like, Amazon or Google made their devices and just at Christmas time you had, like, you could put the Elf on the Shelf over the speaker system?
And an Alexa enabled Elf on the Shelf
something.
that then you could say, Elf on the Shelf, play RadioU.
And like it was a Bluetooth speaker.
You know what,
And
Nikki?
you are really combining in its convenience.
You just became the head of product development. It's a promotion.
Then you could talk to the elf and find out what he's doing and where he's at.
And then it could really be watching you. Oh, I'm sorry. It already is.
It starts talking back.
We searched for something positive to say about the riot and finally came up with one word. Consistent. Consistently terrible, but still consistent. RadioU.
Nikki, I have this snapshot of you as a mom one day. And there you are with your 9-year-old son. And there you are trying to get into China from Macau. And you've forced your son to smuggle iPhones into China.
You think that would be me?
That's what I see.
I don't see that. I'd be like some sort of animal. I would probably be more of an animal smuggler.
Well, you smuggle animals.
Then an iPhone one.
I thought you were telling me you'd be like a mother to like a some marsupial. This is my daughter. She's a kangaroo.
No, I'd be like, here, take the panda. That sort of thing.
Don't judge me. Well, what ended up happening was he had, 14 iPhone 10s strapped around his body, and then
How
26.
old was he?
He's 9.
Well, I mean, we do have to start working sometime.
Well, I feel like a lot of times as kids, what do you find? That people are, not really pulling their weight in the house, especially at that age. It's like, you figure a 9-year-old, pretty much all they do is eat and annoy you. So, like, you put him to work.
Make him work, and then he gets, like, what, an extra hour a fortnight?
You know what? How about this?
Got to win your hours.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, okay, if you smuggle 40 iPhones today, you get the Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, like you get to stay up and you can play tonight.
Yeah, but if 39 phones,
that's not enough.
So mommy's got standards. So make sure that you meet what mommy says, and then you can play some Fortnite with your hoodlum friends. Oh, that craziness. Yeah, so they ended up getting caught.
Listen, I am deep down, and I think on the surface too, a incredibly trying to be sweet person to where I don't like to break the rules.
Sure.
And I wouldn't be able to honestly go through and smuggle that much stuff and not like break down in the middle of it.
See, I just imagine you standing there and he gets caught and you're like,
I don't know
how
him.
many times have I told you not to smuggle iPhones
you
into
and your
China?
Friends nowadays, what are you doing?
How many times have I told you that, officer? I am so embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
I don't know what to do.
It's
just throw him under the bus.
I keep telling him not to do it. You know how boys are. They don't listen to their mothers.
This is it.
You know what? I'm sure, you go ahead and talk to him, but when we get home, he is not playing Fortnite tonight. I'll tell you that right now.
Like, if you'll just let us go on through, you can have the phones.
Yeah, so...
What do you get, like, trouble-wise for that?
I don't know. Like, what ends up happening? The crying child refused
what's the smuggling part of it?
Oh.
Or is that just you didn't want to pay the baggage fee?
I don't know. They sell for about $1,000 in China. Are they like cheaper in Macau? I don't understand the crime.
Like you should be able to just
go buy one.
Yeah, well, bring them over if you are bringing them back.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was he got busted. His mom had been arrested for smuggling before.
He failed.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. So according to this, punishment includes no Fortnite, and that I don't know. Other than that, I got nothing. So, yeah.
Just like people who didn't get their phones as promised.
You're supposed to get that, and it didn't happen. So, yep. Well, there you go, Nikki. I'm just saying, like, if you ever find yourself in a position where you want to adopt, but you feel like it's too expensive or whatever, or maybe you and Eric are talking, but it's like it's too expensive. There is a way to monetize children.
You could use them with that.
You turn them into a phone mule.
A mule. Sounds terrible, doesn't it?
Or you just get a mule. I don't know.
How dare you judge my son? I know he looks like a mule.
You said it, not me. You said it.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Them honey buns and Cheetos done caught up with
The Riot with Nikki.
Yeah, she's a liar because I don't know her. So whatever she says is a lie. So
The Riot, RadioU.
Now, Nikki, we've known each other for a long time.
We have.
Long enough for us to, what if all the jokes and the ha-has are set aside, like have a real conversation?
Yes.
Like about, like, hey, do you think this is a good idea?
Even though I know you so well, to when you say a real conversation, deep down I'm like, well, this is not a real conversation.
It's not a real conversation?
Yes.
What would I say if it was real?
You wouldn't have said that.
I wouldn't have said that?
We would just had a conversation.
2 words.
Yeah.
And you tell me I want you, don't hold anything
First things
back.
that come out.
Like,
okay.
just get right there.
What
okay?
is it?
The words are butt implants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right, you're feeling it?
No way. Because it's always like, hey, they implanted the butt with like concrete or something.
Well, I would
like,
go.
Terrible.
But I mean, I would want to go to a respected clinic, and think about words like pert, full, round.
For the butt?
Yeah.
No, aren't you supposed to, can you take the fat from somewhere else that you don't want it to be?
And then
put it in your bottom?
That'd be a good one, because I have a lot of fat, like let's say around my midsection.
Sure.
That if we could relocate that, that's only going to further accentuate my new curves.
I didn't think that's the look you were going for.
Well,
it is kind of on its way out.
That's what I've heard. But I usually have a tendency to catch the trends when they're over.
Yeah, right. Or right at the end.
But the good news is I'll be ready for when they come back around, because that's definitely a thing, too, where, things, they cycle.
I don't feel like we live in that world where having a big butt, like in the social media style or like your theme or whatever you're going for.
What I'm going for.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's the world we live in.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's how you see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you reading about?
Well, okay, here's the thing. I feel like, and some plastic surgery clinics are like this, they'll give you something so you can try it out.
Yeah.
Like
half your butt?
Well, no. Like you would wear like an apparatus of some kind.
Yes.
So you get a good look at it so you know, like, hey, this is what I really want.
Sure.
And I was looking here. There's a guy. He's a U.S. citizen. His name's not being released. But what he did was that he had what appeared to be butt implants, but it was actually about 2 pounds of opium paste that he had put around his...
Opium paste?
Yeah, and he was smuggling it in. And I know this is like our second smuggling story, but as you guys can see, I am actively seeking out more income.
Yeah.
Plus, if I'm having butt implants, that's not going to pay for itself.
Sure.
But
until then, you can get the look without the surgery.
Okay. So think about that, okay? I go ahead and I get my opium paste butt apparatus, and I'm smuggling opium paste, back and forth across the border. Then eventually I've got the money to make that look permanent.
Sure.
So, and...
I feels like you've got a plan.
I do have a plan.
And that's exciting to hear about because, you know what you want to do.
Right. But the reason you and I are talking about it is because I wanted to run it past you and get, like, your hot take on the plan.
I've always told you I'll bail you out if needed.
Okay.
I don't want to go across the border and do that or have to deal with all that.
But you've been wanting to travel.
Yeah, we did just see the Sicario.
You just saw Sicario, so you're ready for it.
It's tense. Like, I don't feel like that's how I'm going to have to find you.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's what you want, though.
I'll be in the van with the coyote.
Yeah, you can also just go to, like, a department store and just get the padding so it's not made out of opium.
Okay. So,
just throwing that out there in case we want to remove the illegal factor.
That would be like the test drive, though, that we'd be going for.
That might be a little bit better.
So, what do you think? Like, I get a job at a department store too to get the discount?
No, you just go buy it. It must not be too much.
Okay, all right.
Or you can take some of your old shirts, your old T-shirts, folded up,
shove them down.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? This is why you and I have these conversations. Yeah.
These are ideas.
Glad we got to, kick that around a little bit.
Come in. It's like, hey, why don't you want that? It's awful. No, I mean, it'd be great. It'll be great.
Okay.
It'll be just the look I've always wanted to see on you.
For me, yeah.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, no, it's great. So, and I mean, sometimes you just got to change it up.
Well, you'll start a trend for sure.
Yeah, or at least get in on a hot one.
The Riot spent their entire advertising and promotion budget on catering and craft services.
The junk that guy eats has finally caught up with him.
So please tell your friends. It's The Riot on RadioU.
Oh, man. I have got someone in my life that I would really like to talk about, Nikki.
Yeah.
Really like to talk about. I'd like to give you some gory details.
Why do I feel like but I can't?
Well, I want to gossip about him. It would just be gossipy because the first thing I thought is you are not going to believe.
Which is usually what one says when going into that.
And you know what? Here's the thing is there's part of me, it's like what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to do a couple things. First off, in telling the story, I want to tell you how bad they are. And when I do that, it's going to help me feel better about where I'm at because I want to compare, hey, here's a place in their life where they've really screwed up.
Yeah.
But not me, bro. Like, I'm living great in that spot. So what I want to compare my strengths to their weakness and walk away feeling better about myself. And, Nikki, hopefully you feeling better about me.
Because I've been hearing this, I'll think, wow, Obi's really got it together because look how bad this person is.
Dang, right? Right? Oh, my gosh. Now, what I don't want to do is compare any of my particular weaknesses to any of their strengths. Because they don't have any, and I don't have any weaknesses. I'm amazing. A moral avenger, really. Just superpowers for days. Look, guys, come on, right? Like, I just want you to know that God does not give up on people. That was my thought. I literally was going to come in here and tell Nikki, like, you're not going to believe this. And then I was like, and God hasn't given up on that person or me.
Take some of the air out of the story, you know?
I'll tell you what, it deflates the whole thing.
It does.
It just deflates the whole thing. Because here's the thing I've got to come to terms with. Obadiah, the radio guy, the whatever guy, that guy, he's got things with him that aren't right. He doesn't have it all together. Sometimes makes bad choices on accident. Sometimes does things on purpose. He's got weak spots, blind spots even. He's got no room to brag about anything. So why would he have room to, harp on somebody else?
Yeah.
Who does that guy think he is, honestly? Well, guess what? We're all there. But here's what I want you to know. Here's the beautiful thing. When I come to terms with the fact that, hey, I'm not perfect, I've got no room to talk about anybody else, it also reminds me that I'm not perfect. Jesus loves me, wants a relationship with me. It's the same thing for somebody else. So look, I don't know. Maybe you think you're not good enough. Maybe you're tired of people talking down to you, whatever. Maybe you've tried 3 times. Now it's time for a 4th try. I don't know. I know this. God doesn't give up on you. And I know you got weak spots. Me too. God does not give up on us. He has not given up on you. It's not too late. I don't care how many times you messed up. Here's one more. Here's another shot at it. God will give you shots and chances and tries because he doesn't give up on you ever. If you don't have a relationship with God, or maybe you've had one, and you're like, hey, screwed up again. Just start and just say, you know what, God, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. I've done wrong, and I need you to come into my life. Fill me with your spirit. Help me to start over because I need to. And you know what? I don't care if you said it before or it's the first time. God's ready to start over right now.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
We're taking drugs now. Woo!